The scale. Well, up until now, we really have not realized the real scale of what Elite Dangerous is. Sure, we had SRVs in the past and they gave us kind of a perspective, but not like this. Gods, it's been such a treat to revisit every single ship with space slugs and see how it stacks up to my perception of it, which always is wrong and surprise is always great. This is the lovable moment of Odyssey that at least returning players will surely enjoy. Now, I did notice something back in the day. Today, however, it's rather apparent. All the ships in Elite Dangerous are basically on stilts. I mean, it's not a bad thing. On some people, it even looks sexy. But when every ship is a specific body height off the ground, it kinda loses a little bit of that magic, if you know what I mean. And yet again I struggle to mention this, but Star Citizen has managed to nail this aspect as well. Most ships have different landing gear as well as height off the ground, which creates this visual and functional variety. But whatever, it doesn't really diminish my enjoyment of basking within the presence of, well, the few ships that I deem to be the prettiest in all of Elite. And oh my, was that a treat! Okay, hold on. The added level of detail is certainly appreciated, though it does not come without its, well, weird aspects. Like Holler's cockpit still being so low res that I think I saw original Deus Ex in it. Or what about the Cutter's stairs? Oh boy, is that ship made for giants or what? Don't get me wrong, it's all fantastic, even if it makes little sense. Additionally, in the last phase for Alpha we got to play around with our account copies, but no plasma weapons. That's kinda weird. Why hide them? And also, no engineering. Now that is very suspicious, don't you think? The biggest negative grind is hidden from people. I fear that this might be another engineering, like the first engineering from back in the day when it first was introduced. Highly unfair, highly grindy, and to a level that it's actually the worst thing in the game. If developers learned something from the past, maybe it'll be different, but I'm doubtful. For Space Legs, engineers may just be the biggest turnoff for everyone. Oh, and on a slightly more brighter note, I was actually able to shimmy my way onto a current engineer's base in Odyssey. The base itself, it's quite fucked up, as you can see. It's mostly due to the planet tech changing methods, if you will, and the surface is regenerating differently. But I also was able to visit inside and meet the engineer itself. Well, clearly, it's very broken and questionably positioned. However, if this is how actual engineers will look in their home bases, well, fuck me, is that gonna be a waste of developer time making this crappy of an interior and interaction, as well as our time? Oh, but to return to the ship's scale and literal visual masturbatory spectacle that is the outsides of ships, now I can say for certain, it's an absolutely missed chance to hit it out of the park with ship interiors. Elite is and always has been a great experience of a game, while the gameplay was more like a malformed fetus under a hydraulic press. As the one thing that would give these ships more meaning than just being a pretty brick that you maneuver would be to drill walkways, doors, and details onto these bricks. But that was not what they thought was important. Ships, to me, without being able to get inside properly, now start to feel more and more like soap bars with toothpicks stuck in them. Sure, some have slightly better carvings, but ultimately a solid, impenetrable cinder block. Still, to end on a little bit more positive, I suppose, I filmed these ships as my character as a point of reference, and without that stupid collision box that used to block camera's view or movement. It's probably the most fun I've had in the whole alpha, just groping, grabbing, and looking at my ships. I shit you not, the FPS gameplay can go get shot. I want to fuck my cutter!